I'm an elite handler. That's cool, I guess. Okay. I want to get my bridge link up to 10.
Keep on keeping on.
Yeah, thanks.
Incredible. Simply incredible. For the first time in history, a human being has defeated a BT. Were you not a repatriate, I doubt it would have been possible. Not only does contact with your fluids pose no risk of triggering a void out, but in much the same way as your car is rejected by the beach, your blood can be used to expel BTs from our world and return them to the other side. You've given us hope, Sam. Perhaps we may yet be saved.
Be proud, my friend. Emily's still waiting for you in the west. Head to your boat. It's ready.
What?
Get those supplies to Lake Knot City.
No.
We're just getting
I
started.
mean, I will, but first, I'm taking another nap. Fuck you and your boat. No, I'm not about just immediately hopping on to the next objective. No, fuck that. Fuck everything about... Fuck you and your smiling rainbows, too. Like, the fuck you gotta smile about anyway? Taking a goddamn nap. Quit smiling at me, God. I don't fucking trust you right now. Also, is that a bridge? That's cool. I like bridges.
Decontaminating suit. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
No, I don't need to talk to you. I need to just go in here. Fuck you and your terminals too.
Someone's happy.
Oh yeah. He's happy because we're taking another nap. Like, who wouldn't be cheerful when they're going for a nap? Look, okay, guys, look, I'm sorry. I'm just wow. Took us 10 hours to get to our first proper boss. Well, 9 hours and 3/4 anyway. Naps are good. Can't believe I've been streaming for almost 10 hours today.
Good morning, Sam. Blood collection complete. Thank you for your generosity.
You know what? You're welcome. Forgive me if I seem to be... You know, I'm just going to take a shower and I'm going to go. I don't need any more friggin' piss grenades or whatever. Just let me get a goddamn shower. Makes me smile every... What the fuck? I dig it. Kind of trivializes it, but I dig it. Let's fucking drink a Monster. Fucking hell. I mean, I imagine, because like that's not going to be the only like BT boss we fight, right? Like I imagine later ones are going to be much more difficult, but at least the shock value of it's going to be gone, you know? Like we actually have some experience with this now. grab our sunglasses. It is a special day. It is the day that we did the thing. I don't know where I was actually going to go with that. Yeah. Let's go. we do got him. I'd really like to get our bike back too, but you know that shit's not gonna happen now. I ain't going all the way back there. Fuck that.
Keep on keeping on.
But yeah, like that whole encounter with Troy Baker does like present a lot of questions. You know? Like what the fuck? For one. And for another, why it seems like he has complete control over these things. And so the hows and the whys really start to like, you know, become like self-evident questions. And also, wouldn't Big Boss really like to take all of these crates right now? I mean, they're a little rusted, but supplies are supplies. As do most encounters with Troy Baker. Fair. Fair. Also, where the fuck is our boat? I assume I'm going the right way. Okay, we're picking this shit up before we do anything. Never leave a grenade behind. Hell, after that, I'm beginning to wonder if, like, with the... Alright, so it's like, part of me is thinking that now that we know that we can actually defeat these things, and we know how the stealthing escalates into, like, an overworld boss fight, like, part of me is wondering if we need to bother with stealth anymore. But the other part of me is like, no, supplies are limited, you can't just be around tossing your own blood everywhere. You can only make so much of it at a time. You need to save those for the boss fights. Like, that seems like a thing. Like, that we need to worry about. So, I am going to be still trying to stealth it up in a big way. Oh, hello. How's that? What's going on?
Gonna catch a ride on that boat, Sam? Before you do, be aware that you'll have to leave behind any cargo you haven't gotten around to delivering. It'd be a shame to abandon something important, though, especially if you are close to finishing a run. My advice, put that stuff in your private locker in Port Knot City. Or, if you're feeling responsible, you could just delay your boat trip until you've tied up loose ends. It's your call.
I don't think I have any deliveries right now. Let me go to... yeah, that shit that got lost. Okay, but if that's my only outstanding order, then we are good. We are golden. Let's fucking get out of here. Fuck this place. Although there are the missions themselves that I haven't tried yet. There's like 2 or 3 deliveries that I was postponing. Should I do? I'm really ready to press on though. And this isn't a 100% run or anything by any stretch of the imagination. So, yeah, we're leaving. We are gone. We are fucking out of here. I will definitely be playing this game again, so we can worry about all that shit later. Troy Baker, I swear to God, if that's you... Oh, okay.
You came through then.
I don't break that easy. Name notwithstanding.
You saw that asshole too, right?
Higgs. He's the leader of a separatist group.
Seemed to me like he was controlling that BT.
That's level 7 for you. Higher, maybe.
Seems like you know a lot about him.
Used to work together. Guess you could say we had a contract.
You did business with terrorists? Whoever pays, huh?
He wasn't like that back then.
So what's your angle? You want to save the world, or you want to fuck it all up like him?
I just wish things were different, all right? Here's all right. Don't worry, she still floats. Come on, we're the only cargo left.
That's actually neat. Problem?
We should get there tomorrow. I told you before, Sam. The past just won't let go. Listen, I have something to ask of you. It has to do with that asshole, Higgs.
Sam. Do you remember? It's almost time to go, Sam. I had no idea until you told me. No idea that I was alive. Living is no different from being dead if you're all alone.
Poor Mom. I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home.
Here. It's a dream catcher. Wear it when you sleep, and I'll keep the nightmares away. I'll always be with you. Did you forget how to go home? Come on. I'll take you halfway. And then you can do the rest by yourself. Better now? I'll be waiting for you on the beach. Come and find me. We used to play together a lot in this place.
You brought me here. I couldn't make the trip on my own.
So long as you have a body to return to, you can't come and go as you please.
So you can't just come back east through here.
Not until you make us whole again, Sam. I'll be waiting for you on the beach. Come and find me.
Wonder... I wonder what's keeping her from leaving when Sam could leave. If you're not carrying any cargo, they'll ignore you completely. That's funny.
I don't know how you sleep. Need to pick me up? Welcome to Lake Knot City.
Oh yeah, it projected him, didn't it? Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
Let's go. This cargo is from Port Knot City, bound for Lake Knot. I'll leave these up to you. The dispatch terminal is up ahead. In the meantime, I've got some business to attend to. Later, alligator.
You can feel the way he moves change when you start piling the shit on. It's incredible.
God damn.
You would bring up Tetris, wouldn't you? That doesn't seem terribly balanced, does it? Okay. Oh shit. Oh shit. Hold on. I got this. Yeah, it turns out having the heavy shit on top makes walking more difficult. What's all this? Damn you crazy. Yeah, I just realized this game does not have a day-night cycle. Surely we would have experienced night before now if it did. We've been wandering around for a while. Oh, fuck. I need to learn where that boundary is so I can keep listening to the music. This game's got some really good songs.
suit. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
How's it going? Guys like you make me proud to be part of Bridges. Thank you, Sam. Until the next delivery, then. Stay safe. Good work. Welcome. We were watching your boat the whole way. I hate to be a hard ass, but I've got to ask. Everything you're transporting above board? Nothing dangerous or illicit? I'm sure they checked you on the way in, but I'm gonna have to take a second look.
Okay.
All clear. Not picking up anything unusual. Cargo looks great too. Been a while since we got some of this stuff. Sorry for the hassle. Can't be too careful these days. Oh, we heard you were carrying a Cupid. That right? You're cleared to lick us up.
Damn, we traveled a long way. Smoke-emitting decoy cargo. Okay.
So we're finally on the network. Long time coming. We won't hold anything back. Capital Knot City will get everything. If all this info sharing makes everyone safer, I'm all for it. You can bet I'm not the only one here who feels that way. I suppose it was better when Bridges 1 first came this way. At least I don't remember terrorists and BTs making our lives difficult back then. Well, be careful out there. The world's not what it used to be. And thank you.
Finally made it past ground zero, Sam. Congratulations. And thank you. It'll only get harder from here, though. When we first came through, it was different. Peaceful. The 3 cities out there, Lake, Middle, and South Knot, were all on board with our plans for reconstruction. Fragile Express was contracted by all 3 and kept supplies moving, and people connected. But that all changed a year ago, when the Separatists carried out their attacks. One took out Middle Knot City. They detonated nukes from the old days. Half of South Knot City went up in the other. Casualties were devastating. Bridges doesn't have the resources to link up the remaining cities on its own. We need to secure the support of everyone, even those who want nothing to do with the UCA. Impossible as that may seem.
The situation has changed dramatically since Bridges 1 first went west. The destruction of Middle Knot in particular forced us to adapt a new strategy. It's like Amelie said, we don't have the time or resources to construct another knot on that scale. That's why we've taken to cutting deals with preppers and the like. Our only recourse is to utilize their shelters to bolster the strength of the network.
Takes a special kind of person to live out here on their own. The kind that'll tell us to fuck off if we ask them to join the UCA.
Oh, we know. No one's expecting them to say yes up front. But even if they don't like dealing with most people, they got on okay with Fragile Express.
Don't tell me. You want us to use her credentials to get in good with them.
Bingo. She's agreed to it too.
And in exchange, she gets...
Nothing really. A chance to get back at Higgs, I suppose. I can't blame her for wanting one. He took everything from her and then some. Time heals some wounds, but not hers. The work ahead won't be simple or easy, but it needs doing. Get some rest for now. We'll talk more later.
Hi. What? Oh. It's like, oh, we have another visitor.
For me?
It's called a keeper. It means knot in old words. You can also use it to count stuff. I add a knot when I make a friend.
Okay. Then how about I add another knot every time I see you? This must be very important to you if you were able to bring it here. Very special.
It is special. I made it for you.
I'll treasure it, Sam.
Something to eat?
What the fuck, woman?
Why are you here?
Ask your boss man.
No. I mean, why are you here?
Got a delivery for Porter. You're gonna need this on the road ahead. This will ID you as an associate of Fragile Express. It's woven from my blood and chiral crystals. Think of it as a kind of bond. Preppers around these parts won't give you trouble so long as you've got it. We were the only people making deliveries out here. This was our territory. Until Higgs fucked it all up. Me, the Express, our reputation, all of it.
And now you want to fuck them back. On your own.
I'm not on my own. The cave, Port Knot City, next to your bed. So far apart, yet somehow we keep meeting. All that BT country in between where I should have been caught in a void out. Yet here I am. Here I am.
You can use the beach?
I have a beach. You've got yours. I've got mine. I use it to jump across space. I can't conjure up BTs the way Higgs can. But I can go after him. Chase him to the beach. Problem is, everyone's got their own way in. I'm only allowed to pass through the beach I know and understand. I'm sure you've heard the term multiverse.
Yeah, I did.
You all right?
I imagined there would be
The
a
jumps
price.
take a lot out of me. Suck my blood dry. You're going to Edgenut City, right? Place is full of terrorists. But if you're dead set on it, then you're gonna have to deal with heat sooner or later.
Look, I make deliveries. Killing monsters and terrorists. It's not what I do.
What if we did it together? I could use my power to help you. We don't have to want the same thing to be on the same side. I could send you across my beach. To any place the Chiralian's thick enough. Any place connected to the chiral network.
What do you expect in return?
I expect you to think it over. Here. Call it an incentive. And call me if you need me. This will keep us connected. See you when I see you.
Okay then. Alright, so... Well, at least it's really easy to go back, so I guess we're not going to be missing anything after all. Cool. Oh, hey, Pingu. Yeah, I think I'm about to call it. Fucking 10 hours is no joke. Yeah, no, it's not. It's no joke, man. Oh, we're not going anywhere. We're wrapping up. Yeah, thanks to everyone who's been in and out all day. Dime, have you been here the whole time? Dime, man. You crazy. You're a perfect audience for this game because it's like you crazy and this game's crazy, and I'm actually feeling kind of tired. Yeah, quit winking at me, bro. I mean, I appreciate you. Anywho, thank you to everyone who's been showing. Yeah, I'm sorry, Pingu, but I've been. Like, I was planning to stream for a while, but we're almost 10.5 hours in. In fact, I think I got the command set up. I probably don't, because I don't know what I'm doing with my life. But I probably got the command set. Yeah, see? See, it's been a long time. But dude, like, next week, I'm going to be off from work for, like, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm doing this. I'm doing a lot of this. I'll also be doing this tomorrow, but I won't be able to get started until later on in the afternoon. So I may only get like four hours or so. I'm not sure. But yes, I did have fun. Like, from the what the fuck at the beginning to the what the fuck there in the middle, all the way to the what the fuck there at the end. It's been a ride. As I was saying earlier, I do plan on cutting these VODs up when I upload them to YouTube. I'm not gonna be uploading a 10-hour video. If this was another game, like if I wasn't doing a special event for this, right? Like if I wasn't treating this special. Thank you. You've been on top of that YouTube there, Key. Every time I mention it, it's like bam, there it is. Appreciate you. Yeah, and until next time, right? I'm me. Friggin' Norman Reedus is Norman Reedus. Y'all are y'all. Don't even get me started on Mads Mikkelsen and Troy Baker. Like, what the fuck? And like the thing is like in the trailers, like Mads has got some strange shit going on. So I'm really like, what the fuck is going to be going on with him? Or maybe that was Troy. But my mind's all muddled. So what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna double check, see if there's anybody I know that's live. We're gonna spread the love. There is. Okay, well, Outer Heaven is apparently playing some Death Stranding as well. Do y'all want to go check them out? They're probably a lot further than I am. As in, yeah, they're probably considerably further than I am. So I don't even know if I want to click on that channel, to be honest with you. But yeah, nobody I know is live, so we're just gonna end it here. Y'all have a good one. I'm gonna like. All right. I can respect that. I appreciate that. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Like I said, it'll probably be like around the early afternoon my time. So, Dime, you'll actually have a chance to stream tomorrow. I know, right? But until then, oh dear. Oh, well, Key, thank you. Yeah. See y'all tomorrow. Maybe. Probably. Can't stay away from this game, I don't think. Bye. Hello everyone. Welcome back to some more Death Stranding. For those of you watching on YouTube, yes, this is the beginning of the second stream. I have cut up the first stream already. I've uploaded some of it to YouTube. I'm going to upload the rest of that when I'm finished here. I'll start, well, by the time you all are hearing this, obviously the other parts have already been published, but I'll start publishing it Monday. And then I'll try to have a video every day until my entire Let's Play of this is done. I'm not entirely sure how long I'm going to be able to go today. I'm not really that gung-ho about doing the main story stuff. I have a lot of email to check and like lore and stuff to read. So I think I'm going to start with that, and then, or at least with my email, and then I'm going to just carry on from here. Got 10 pieces of mail. Alright, I think it's actually dated based on the actual date. That's really neat. Quality first. How's BB doing, Sam? I hope you managed to avoid autotoxemia altogether. By the way, I've been wondering, how are your porter grades these days? Getting better and better, I imagine. Or maybe you don't really care about that stuff? Well, in case you do, I thought I might give you a quick primer, since I know it can be confusing. Bridges has developed a unique system to evaluate porter performance, and it focuses on 5 categories: cargo condition, delivery volume, speed, bridge link, and miscellaneous. Obviously, the aim of the game is to get high grades in all 5 categories. If you ask me, though, you should prioritize cargo condition. I mean, what's the point of lugging something halfway across the continent if it's smashed to bits in the process? Sure, some people aren't all that bothered. Some will even let you get away with up to 50% damage or so, but come on, imagine if you order a dozen thingamajigs and half of them were delivered broken. No, it's definitely better to put condition first. Treat your cargo with care and respect, and you'll be rewarded with way more likes. Trust me. That was my motto back when I was a porter. It wasn't always easy, as you can imagine. Sometimes things got dicey, but I learned to hang in there and deliver my cargo in one piece. You'd do well to bear that in mind, Sam. After all, you've got the potential to be a way better porter than I ever was. Damn right I do. Still alive, new guy. Sam! How you doing out there, man? For a newbie, you're quite the workhorse, huh? Timefall's probably taking its toll on your equipment, am I right? Maybe some of your kit's not even usable anymore? Well, don't jump the gun and throw that stuff away just yet. One thing you can do is hold on to your old equipment... One thing you can do is take your old equipment to a delivery terminal and recycle it. You can then fabricate yourself a shiny new whatever to use instead. Don't know if you're aware, but the whole recycling system is operated by the Bridget Strand Foundation. That's right, the Resner herself set up as a means to convert busted tools and... I am thirsty. Tools and gear back into usable resources. I will be right back. I probably should have started music before I started reading. I can do that before the next email. On the other hand, if your equipment's only halfway to broke but you still want to part ways, you could use a share locker to donate to another porter whose need is greater than yours. You might well end up getting a like or two for your generosity, never mind the warm, fuzzy feeling of having helped your fellow man. Of course, the system works both ways, meaning you can snack stuff other porters have put in share lockers too, if you're the one who could do with a helping hand. Anyway, both the recycling system and the share lockers have their uses, and it's up to you to pick which method best suits your needs at any given moment. You've still got a lot to learn, I guess, but you'll have it all figured out in no time. I've got high hopes for you, kid. Yeah, let's get some music going here. Got 3 new songs. You know, let's just start from the beginning. Start from the top. Okay, yeah, it's starting to come on. It has a slow start. How are your porter grades these days, Sam? I'm sure you're aware that trying to account for all 5 factors is the basic premise, but if you're anything like me, you just want to deliver as much stuff as you can, am I right? If so, you could always just load yourself up with a massive haul and aim for that Bridges bonus for total cargo weight. Nothing wrong with the simple approach. Of course, in the good old days, it was easier. Roads were much better back then, so all you had to do was chuck all your stuff in the back of a truck and go for a drive. Can't do that now, though. Even if you've got a truck, they're usually more trouble than they're worth. Hell, sometimes you'll see them just sitting on the side of the road, locked and abandoned. Anyway, on the bright side, since lugging big loads of cargo is so hard these days, folk are really grateful when a porter manages it, hence the bonuses. Here at the distro center, for example, we have to make sure we've got plenty of food and materials in stock, which means we have to make sure every delivery counts. I dread to think what would happen if we ran out of supplies. Well, I've said my piece, and now you know how to make yourself popular around these parts. Stack your cargo high. Yep. Our hard work is paying off. Dear Sam, I wonder where you are right now, if it's somewhere powered by our wind farm. If anyone would be should be benefiting from our work, it's you. Until you brought us in the network, we could only provide power to a small region. Now we can send it all the way to big cities and beyond. I'm still not 100% on the details, but basically, transmitting it via the beach means we don't suffer any additional loss due to increased distances, so it can go as far as we need it to. Good thing we kept the faith in the second expedition and kept this place properly maintained. You made our efforts worthwhile. We can't thank you enough. Still keep on keeping on, Sam? Me? I've been practicing going outside longer and farther each time. thought I'd conquered my fears at one point. That I'd be making deliveries like nobody's business before long. That was before I wandered into mule territory for the first time. I'd panic and dropped damn near everything I was carrying. Guess it belongs to them now. That little hiccup aside, I've managed to put up a few signs and watchtowers and other stuff I figured guys like you might appreciate, so it's not like it's all bad. Haven't met any other porters face to face yet, but I can tell they're liking what I've done. As in, they've given me likes. Oxy and smart drugs might help to level me out, but I tell you, when someone hits you with that like, it's a feeling like no other. That confirmation that you've made a positive difference in someone else's life, it's grand, man. Anyway, good luck with everything. Sending all the love and likes. Thank you, man. Hey, Sam. Sounds like you're still showing us all how it's done. I've been making more and more deliveries myself, though, I'll have you know. The Oxy really helps me... God, dude, you and that Oxy. The Oxy really helps me to cope with the fear, so thanks for that. But don't go thinking I've got ice in my veins or anything. I still panic easy, and I still drop plenty of cargo when I do. Doubt I'm the only one, though. I found plenty of stuff that some other porters must have lost on a run. I'll try to do the right thing, take what dropped cargo I can to the nearest post box, and leave weapons and gear in share lockers. Won't lie. Sometimes I feel like saying fuck it and letting it lie, but what goes around comes around, right? I help someone recover lost cargo, someone will do the same for me. That's how bridge links are formed, after all. Most of us will never be legends like you, no shame in that. But if we work together and make connections, well, we can at least make the world a better place. And that's where bridge links comes in. Therefore, we can accomplish so much more than we ever could on our own, and that's the truth. How you doing, Sam? And how's your BB? Me, I'm a bit worried. That's why I'm writing you, actually. You see, I used to have a BB of my own back in the day. I'd check in whenever I went out on a run. Standard procedure and all that. Thing is, and this is between you and me, I started to care about my BB. Yeah, I know. I went through all the briefings. It's just equipment. Don't empathize. Don't get attached. Yeah, well, easier said than done. Especially when it gave me a like. A piece of equipment can't do that, right? Equipment doesn't like being rocked either. Or get soothed by the sight of a spinning odor deck. Check out your tips if you're not sure how to do stuff like that. My BB loved it when I took us swimming. Wind would just float in the water, but got real scared if we dove in or went under. Like a tool would give a shit about any of that. I bet your BB's the same, right? Reacts to things in ways that can't be explained away? Man, I miss those days with the little guy. You'll take good care of your BB, won't you, Sam? What am I saying? I know you will. Ever since you I don't remember this guy's voice. Oh well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Ever since you told me about my brother, I haven't been able to stop thinking about him. I want to make one thing clear, though. I don't blame you for what happened. Igor wouldn't either, I know that. It's weird, though. We weren't all that close, and back when he was alive, I'd go weeks without thinking about him. But now, well, ain't that the way these things always go? You still got that little keepsake of his? Sounds kind of stupid, but I've started thinking about it as his alter ego or something. You know it was his dream to go west with the second expedition, right? He never made it, but if his favorite toy does, it almost feels like it would make up for it, at least a little. You show the little guy the sights now, you hear? Lord knows I'll never get to see him. Dear Sam, how's it going? Still heading west? We're rooting for you. We were part of the second group, but we never got to speak with Amelie face to face. Caught the occasional holo message, but that was about it. Still, every little bit helped to keep us going. She's just like our mother. Tough, clever, easy on the eye too. Wouldn't lie and say I didn't notice. But what really resonated with us was the fire she carries, that conviction, same as Bridget. Any one of us would have laid down our lives in service to her vision. I suppose this is all a long-winded way of saying we ought to move on and meet her like we never got to. Saying you ought to move on, and when you do, Tell her we're still all believers in the cause, and in her, and her mother. You'll do that, won't you? Hey, Sam. Can't tell you how good it was to see you coming over the water on that boat. First time we welcomed so much as a turd in, what, must be 2 years now. Some folks were even saying everything east of Ground Zero must have been wiped out completely. The occasional message drifted in from HQ, but people, not a one, would have given up on the Cupid ever being finished on the second expedition, the whole shebang. And then you showed up, and with a working Cupid to boot, our knight in shining armor. Sorry, didn't mean to sound like I'm not grateful. I am, more than you know. Every single person here was waiting for someone like you to come along. And there'll be more waiting west of here. A lot more. You'd best go find them. Alright, so I wasn't planning on doing, reading some of this data, but I think I'm gonna just scroll through these. I'm pretty sure I remember how to play this. Oh god, there's... Oh no, I don't need to wipe these out. Fuck. I'll read through all of Die Hard Man stuff, and then we're gonna go ahead and hit the road. Yeah. Humanity's biggest problem? Logistics. War and famine have been inescapable parts of human life since the rise of our species. And while the fall of America hasn't changed this fundamental truth, it's fair to say these issues aren't pressing concerns. Can you remember the last time you heard of a prepper dying of starvation, much less someone in a knot city? No one's fighting over water, or oil, or anything else. Which isn't to say that people don't occasionally run out of supplies. But that's almost never because of a real shortage. It's usually a problem with logistics. In fact, it was to address such a problem that the President created bridges and developed the chiral network. So, yeah, no one's that desperate. Everybody's got enough for themselves, which is what's led to the real problem. It's all too easy for people to become isolated from one another, and eventually forget that others even exist. People are free to live with themselves for the moment without a care for the future. The President understood this better than anyone. And I know just how much it pained her. Madam President. Oh, wait. The chiral network expands between Central and Capital 1. Madam President, this will be your new office from today. The relocation of your official residence has also been completed, and the entire medical team has been brought along as well. Rest assured that information regarding this move has been shared on a need-to-know basis only. I understand that, following the loss of New York, you wished to direct the reconstruction efforts from Central Knot City. But in light of recent separatist activity on the eastern seaboard, we no longer consider it safe. We will see to it that the people continue to believe you are in Central and British HQ will operate as normal. As per your orders, the network research teams and delivery systems management have all been covertly transferred here from Capital Knot City. We are doing our utmost to expedite testing of the chiral network link between Central and Capital, while not neglecting your immediate medical needs, of course. This will be our base of operations for the next stage in the fight to rebuild America. And then, Madam President, I'm happy to report that the trial run was a success. The connection between Central and Capital was established without incident. No chiral spikes or other irregularities. The Cupid functioned within acceptable parameters as well. There's still a lot of work to do. Chiral holograms, chiral printing, and data recovery have yet to be proven viable, but the confirmation that data can be sent via the chiral network is a huge step forward for the UCA. Our next step will be to use Cupids to establish connections with the other cities. Preparations for the second expedition are already underway. We're still trying to track Sam down, but as soon as he's back with us, he'll be given his new command. Great. They had this all planned out from the beginning. Mules and local porters. When people hear mules, they think junkies driven crazy by desire to steal supplies we so desperately need to survive. Lucky for us, though, not all couriers are predisposed to this condition. Not all mules, in fact. They were professionals once, and some still are. Some even complete proper deliveries from time to time. Fragile Express has been known to use them, along with independent porters. For those at risk of losing it, they say the only way to stave off the syndrome is to join a district organization with strong leadership and support to help keep you on the straight and narrow. Or you can strike out on your own, but that's no easy path. There's a reason guys who run solo have a reputation for being bulletproof. Like secrete oxytocin. Before the Stranding, the whole world was connected. There were networks, social networks we call them, that people used to communicate all the time. They shared all sorts of stuff through them. A random thought, a pretty picture, a whole movie, you name it. Memes, crazy stuff like that. And if you liked something that someone else had uploaded, you let them know by giving them, well, a like. Sounds weird, I know, but that's the truth. Eventually, someone ran tests on the users of those networks and discovered that receiving a like triggered a rush of oxytocin. The theory was that it stemmed from a sense of being acknowledged. Even though you couldn't see the person you were interacting with, it still felt like they were accepting you, praising you, and who wouldn't like that? But that same process is at the heart of the mule phenomenon. It's believed that an overdependence on the oxytocin rush provided by these kinds of interactions is a factor in porters going rogue. With this in mind, we wouldn't be wrong to characterize mules as oxytocin addicts. In essence, they're social animals at the mercy of validation. Already read this one. How many new interviews are there? 15. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and read all of Heartman's stuff too, and then for realsies, we're gonna go ahead and take off. Necrosis and the Egyptian view of life and death. The Egyptians believed that we humans were composed of two elements, the Ha and the Ka, the body and the soul. Various texts expound upon their nature in detail, but perhaps it is simplest to conceive of them as follows. The soul is that which joins with the child in the womb and gives life to the body. It is also that which departs the body upon death. Ergo, the body is simply a vessel. Should the soul return to it, it will live again. This is precisely what is observed in near-death experiences, a soul separated, albeit briefly, from its body. The Egyptians believed death not to be an instantaneous change of state, but a process by which the soul moves from one realm to another. But this process itself has changed thanks to the Death Stranding. In the normal order of things, when death occurs, the soul vacates the body and passes into the scene. From there it transitions to the beach and only then on to the world of the dead. But after the Stranding, a soul that has already made its journey to the beach may attempt to return to its body in this world. It was hard to believe at first, but the process of necrosis provided proof of this phenomenon that is difficult to deny. This is why it is imperative that we burn the bodies of the dead. The bodies must be destroyed to sever the link with the soul. Only then will the soul be free to journey to the world beyond. The word chiral comes from the Greek kir, meaning hand. Apologies to any Greek speakers for butchering that. Compare your left with your right. They seem similar in both size and shape, yes? Now place your palms away from you and place one hand over the other. Their shapes do not overlap exactly, but place your palms together and voila, a match. It is as if one hand is a mirror image of the other. But again, if you were to actually compare the mirror image of your hand to itself, we would see that the two are not identical. This is the essence of chirality, the state in which the mirror image of a shape does not match the original. It has been theorized that BTs are mirror images of ourselves. Were we to exist in the same point of time and space, our shapes, as it were, would not overlap neatly onto one another, save in reflection. And when our particles meet at their opposite, a void-out occurs. The new form of communication we have devised utilizes beaches, which are akin to mirrors reflecting this world and the other, hence the term chiral network. Chiralium. I'm loud enough, right? Let's just turn that down a little bit. Turn it down for me as well. Bridges HQ Lab. You would like to know more about chiralium? Well, wouldn't we all? I am happy to present the latest theories, but you must be aware that this is all that they are. Theories. Chiralium, like dark matter, was born along with our universe and has existed ever since, just not in a dimension we were able to perceive until now. It is the beach that gives us access to that dimension, and with it, knowledge of chiralium's existence. Not just knowledge of it, of course. I'm going to turn this down a little more. This song is particularly loud, it feels like. Chiralium. Oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. It is the beach that gives us access to that dimension, and with it, knowledge of chiralium's existence. Not just knowledge of it, of course. We have since observed it coalescing into crystalline form and recorded measurable physical and mental effects on individuals exposed to it. It has reshaped our understanding of reality and proven instrumental in the formulation of the multiverse theory of beaches. Chiral matter is not affected by the passage of time. As far as these particles are concerned, none has elapsed since the Big Bang. Little wonder they escaped our notice for so long, until Man and BT first came together and void out and left nothing but chiralium in their wake. Many of these claims are yet to be verified, but I believe that this is a fair summary of the science community's current consensus on the matter. No pun intended. I shall soon be heading west with the first expedition, and I look forward to learning more about chiralium and its connections to the beach along the way. Chiral contamination 1. Chiral contamination is the result of prolonged exposure to chiral radiation, which is emitted by chiralium, a substance discovered at the same time as the beach. Prolonged exposure can significantly impact physical and mental health. The effects are not dissimilar from those observed in individuals exposed to extremely high levels of stress, levels which can be fatal even. Such traumatic experiences can alter hormonal secretions, impair immune response, contribute to heart failure, and induce strokes. The most common symptom of chiral contamination is poor sleep quality due to vivid nightmares. If left unchecked, however, it can quickly progress a more advanced stage in which the aforementioned issues may be observed. The potential impact on an individual's mental health cannot be understated. The resulting hormonal imbalances frequently lead to heightened destructive impulses toward the self and others. Those dominated by such urges are named homodemons, the mad ones. In the case of some porters, such as mules, impaired memory and judgment has led them to develop an irrational obsession with their profession, hence the Homo Gestalt moniker. While it should be feasible and preferable for most individuals to avoid chiral contamination at all costs, there are those who have demonstrated resistance who need not be so cautious. I speak, of course, of dooms sufferers. Chiral contamination 2. Chiral contamination can be alleviated using similar methods to those used to alleviate stress, increasing oxytocin secretions through contact with other people, administering smart drugs, and so forth. In recent years, however, a hormone of lycosin, known to mitigate the effects of chiral contamination while also restoring basic physical and mental acuity, has attracted a great deal of attention from the scientific community. Unlike oxytocin, lycosin cannot be administered externally. It is secreted within the body, but only in response to external stimuli. It is said to be the hormone principally responsible for the positive feelings that occur when one achieves a goal, enjoys success, receives praise or gratitude, or any form of like from a fellow human being. The discovery of beaches and the concept of death. With the discovery of the beach, the fundamental truth of death was upended. I doubt you will find many who would deny this. Alas, we can say little with confidence in any objective or scientific capacity, for our understanding of this new realm remains in its infancy and is ever evolving, much like our understanding of the universe as a whole. Perhaps the closest thing we have to a working explanation of the beach relates to the concept of a multiverse, but I digress. The beach is arguably both a concept and a reality. A discrete beach is influenced by the mind of the associated individual, and therefore linked to them irrevocably. This is why we have so energetically pursued the psychological, psychoanalytical, and neuroscientific angles when attempting to create a unified theory of the Death Stranding, the beach, and related phenomena. There was a fad a while back in which subjects underwent counseling in order to learn more about their beaches, and in so doing, gain a greater understanding on the nature of death. Doom sufferers in particular provide excellent opportunities for studying. An interesting theoretical question arose during that period. If a person's beach was a product of their consciousness, might animals have beaches as well? A conundrum on the surface, perhaps, but one quickly resolved. Only human corpses undergo necrosis and become BTs, which proves somewhat conclusively that only a human can possess a beach. And yet, this begs another question. If all that is required is consciousness akin to that of a human, could an AI have a beach? An android? I, for one, do not believe so. Why? Because the function of our beaches is to connect the worlds of the living and the dead. If an entity was never born, has not truly lived, and will never know death, surely it cannot have a beach. Egyptian mummies, pyramids, etc. At what point can it be said that man truly understood what it meant to die? It would seem reasonable to suggest that it was when he began to bury his dead, a practice which originated with the Neanderthals. In a way, one might say that our growing understanding of death drove our development as a species. Our fear of it, our attempts to conquer it, why it could be argued our entire history revolves around these obsessions. Take the Great Pyramids of Egypt, or the tombs of the ancient emperors of China. The more powerful the person, the bigger and grander their final resting place. Or, to posit a more radical theory, could the very concepts of power and society themselves have emerged solely to facilitate the creation of such monuments, such challenges to the finality of death? Either way, in leaving behind something they hoped might endure through the ages, the builders of these edifices believed that they too might live on forever. The mummies of the Egyptians are another means by which man sought to fulfill this desire to escape the finality of death. They were created that the spiritual self, the Ka, would have a physical vessel, or Ha, to which it could return. The Soku Shinbutsu, or mummified monks of Buddhism, are similar in this respect. However, the monks in question aim to transition straight from life to Buddhahood, in other words, to forego death altogether. But now that the beach has brought us into direct contact with the world beyond, our relationship with death must further evolve. The next stage in our understanding is upon us. The corals of the scene. Life began in the oceans, and as it evolved, it graduated to the land. At least, that is what was believed until recently. To creatures of the sea, the land is a harsh and unforgiving place. Given this, what could possibly have compelled these organisms to make such a drastic transition? Consider that fossils of the first fish to adapt themselves to land have been found in regions with unusually large tidal range. Could it be that these creatures developed legs in order to more swiftly return to the safety of the sea when stranded? Could their evolutionary leap have been triggered by this traumatic experience? If so, could similar circumstances have shaped the evolution of the coral-like organisms that inhabit the seam, and driven them to develop the ability to live between life and death, between time and timelessness? Coral is, after all, older than any organism of the land, and hardy enough to have weathered the mass extinction of 540 million years ago, and it is a life form upon which many other organisms rely for survival. Bearing all this in mind, one could argue that the ability to survive in the seam is indicative of a profound evolutionary leap. BTs are reaching out to us. 2.4 billion years ago, Homo habilis started to craft stone tools. Hands are so very important, don't you think? Our other sensory organs passively interpret data. Our eyes light, our ears sound, our noses smell, our mouths taste. But hands are different. To touch requires conscious action. To grasp, more so. To connect that which is in our left hand with that which is in our right, still more. But the handprints we see when BTs seek out humans? Why, I'd say that's just evidence of our otherworldly friends yearning to forge a connection. They're reaching out to us. attempting to bridge the gap between realm of the dead and that of the living. Okay, Mama, I'll go ahead and read yours too. So, the Chiral Network 1. So, the core infrastructure is complete. The basic Cupid-ready Chiral Network setup is good to go. Now all we have to do is connect Central Knot City to Capital to prove that it actually works. Sadly, I won't be here to see it. I've been assigned to the expedition team's second group, so I'll be heading west with the others. But the people in charge here are the best of the best. They'll have the network operational inside of 3 years just as planned, I'm sure of it. And while we're seeing to that, we'll be visiting towns and whatnot across the country and putting the facilities in place for when things are finally up and running. Amelie and the others will be in the lead group will be forging the connections and laying the groundwork to make sure everything goes as planned. Afterwards, we'll just need to link it all up with operational Cupids, and that should be that. It's kind of like the Apollo missions back in the day. They used a 3-stage rocket to get to the moon, right? Well, we're using a 3-stage process to do something almost as revolutionary. Okay, so I've got all of 5 data points. I will save those for later. I really do feel like I need to get going.